Hey everybody, I'm here today watching a game of Summoner Wars between Umbrageofsnow and Uncleeurope. I believe Uncleeurope is playing Mad Sirian of the Fallen Kingdom up top, and Umbrageofsnow playing Melundak of the Jungle Shadows on the bottom.
It's the truth.
Yep, and so this is a matchup that we think, at least Uncle Europe and I think, is probably in favor of Melundak. So we're going to try and focus on how Sirian can play to win this matchup. So I'm kind of hoping Uncle Europe will give a little more of the commentary, and I'm just going to play as solidly as I can. I did build the deck specifically against Sirian at least a little bit, because we're approaching this as if, let's say this were a tournament and we had a matchup of Sirian versus Melundak. So I've kind of prepared.
That said, I still do think your deck is good in general as a Melundak deck. So
yeah, I wasn't trying to be crazily specialized. Like, I think this would be a reasonable deck to play against anyone else too.
right. No, I understand. I just kind of want to throw it out there that I feel like this is a deck you could easily use against some of the other summoners too.
Anyway, let's
or comfortably use, I guess, is the better word.
And you know what? It doesn't really matter because I totally got this.
I hope you do, actually. I really want to see Sirian win this.
Alrighty, so have you guys rolled for, look at that.
We both rolled 2s because we were that good.
Yeah, just get all the misses out right now.
This is not good for me. Come on, man. My vampire must live.
First, so I can scatter the shadow. So, let's see. What am I going to do? I'm going to attack Shadow to Vampire, and I'll probably scatter the other shadow for magic. And do nothing else, maybe? Yeah. Okay, so movement. I'm going to move Melundak into the back, and I'm going to move the Stalker. I guess I'll move the Stalker back for sort of rule denial here. I'm not going to try and kill him. I'm just going to bring it back. So,
that's at least you're telling him now.
Yeah. Don't worry, I won't kill you. Shadow versus Vampire. And that is a kill.
I'm unhappy with that.
That's your favorite unit, isn't it?
He's using wooden arrows. And then I'm going to scatter the shadow back to my hand.
How about the other one?
And I'm going to scatter the other shadow back to my hand. I can do it in any time in my turn in any order, but I'll do it then. And I guess no more attacks for the moment, and I'm going to build 2 magic and pass.
So you don't want to shoot your Stalker?
I wonder what you just built.
I debated it, but I decided to be... I built 2 mystery cards.
So he's not shooting the Stalker, he lured back to the back row.
Yeah, I'm preserving the option for later, but 3 magic is really enough to do anything I want to do. I'm not going to be able to summon a champion.
Oh, there you go.
Well, there are 4-cost champions here, but yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to be kind of pushing up a little bit.
Which I don't think is a bad move with Sirian. I think Sirian can play a little more offensively than people think he can.
I'm going to do something like that. This blocks Linear play and makes it so that he has to be a little bit more... He has to spend more resources if he wants to hit me, and I'm fine if he hits me from that one lane, so whatever. And then I'm going to attack the wall, and then everybody gets a wound over there. Oh, I totally did not mess that up at all. Pay no attention. And then I'm going to build some cards.
So, do we want to go over why the ghoul is being wounded?
Well, he didn't get to eat anything, so he started eating himself. It happens.
Yep. One thing I've thought about a lot with playing against Sirian, not that Sirian is the strongest summoner, he's a summoner that could honestly use a little bit of a boost, but it's really not that helpful to run up and ping him like Shadow Elves sometimes like to do. The run a unit up, shoot the summoner once and die just helps out Sirian.
Right.
Because he heals back his own... Yeah.
Yeah, you have to kind of overwhelm him, which can be done, but I don't know. I think a strong Sirian player is very hard to beat.
See, I really like Sirian, but I've not found him to be as strong as I would like him to be.
I think he's a good mid-range deck. I think that he is. I think he's among the middle of the pack I don't think he is too weak necessarily. But it really does depend on deck build with him.
Let's check out the draw over here from Snow.
Yeah, so I think actually it might have helped me to have one more magic, but whatever.
I mean, I think there's something you can do right now.
Yeah, well, I am definitely I'm debating which side I'm going to summon it on, but I am summoning a rhinoceros.
Yep.
Oh my goodness!
Just for you. I'm thinking I'd rather kind of approach to crowding with him, but I'm also thinking perhaps the
play track,
attacking the warlock thing. I wish if I had track, I would be.
That'd be nice.
Very excited.
I would actually prefer you to play track in this case. I'd rather take the wounds on Mad Sirian right now than you kill one of my units.
Yeah, I was debating going after the warlock, but
oh, okay. Well, hey, that's still an option you have.
I think the ghoul might be better.
Yeah, I think something like this.
I think the potential to kill the ghoul is worth more than just blocking that spot.
Yeah,
wall
and so I'm not going to summon. I'm not going to play any events. I am probably going to try and kill one of these stalkers this turn, and I'll move the other one up into a useful position. So let's see. My other move.
Now you missed a little bit of style points. You could have summoned it here, and then shadow weaved it here, and then moved it here. But you chose not to do that.
Could have. That seemed needlessly confusing.
I'm just saying, your turn could have been cooler than it was.
That's true.
So does Tough stack with Hold the Line or not?
Yeah, we made a big error in the last video, and I think we added a comment box where
I totally
we made the
did.
error after everyone else already saw it and commented on it.
It's purple.
Yeah, a little awkward, huh?
Yep.
Regardless, it's still a fun match, and I think we should save that for a future rematch.
I'm glad we posted it because we threw out a few too many matches before then for technical difficulties. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, Rhinoceros versus Ghoul.
2 misses. That's good enough.
1 miss, which means you're going to enjoy getting your magic back. Melundak versus the Stalker. And that's fatal. And then building some magic and passing. What magic do I want to build? I hate these 2 cards that I put in the middle, Colgha.
Mm-hmm.
I hate seeing those both so early, but I think the only play is to build both of those.
Probably have to.
I regret it.
No, I don't think you should regret it, but I think you should
yeah. And I sort of feel like I want to hold on to this other one.
Honestly, I would suggest building it.
I'm very torn. Because, yeah, I could use the magic, but it could also be...
The thing with Melundak is he's so circumstantial with his events.
Yeah.
And if you hold on too long, you're screwing yourself over because you're not getting the actual useful things, which are the units, which are only enhanced by some of these events. Whereas other summoners, I feel like events really can be the make or break point. Whereas with Melundak, it's really you have to have the units out. You have to have stuff on the board before the units do anything, or the events do anything, and then it makes not deck building, but rather just magic building a little bit more difficult. And I feel like I've had the same problem with Salindar, which I think we talked about in our Salindar and demo video, where I hardly know which events to build, keep, use, but...
Yeah, I think Salindar is even more situational than Melundak, but...
So, interesting hand, Mr. Europe.
Yeah, I'm not a fan, but I'm not opposed. Like, I can make use of this.
Hopefully.
Oh, that's interesting.
So, do you want to explain what you just did there? Because
yeah, so I summoned a Skeletal Archer, spending a magic, which then I discarded to cheapen the loot ball by 2, so it saved me magic in the long run, so it allowed me to keep my Warlock alive without having to send him into a loot ball's whatever it is.
Terrifying maw.
Exactly. I'm totally doing this. That's the play.
Yeah, I would appreciate that. So this kind of turn is exactly why I wanted to hold into that other kind of card, Colgha.
Sure. I respect.
I never know how much of this is also me knowing Uncleeurope.
You know what, man? I don't, need to play it safe. I have too much awesome power to worry about stuff like that. Actually, I'm gonna do something else. What did I do here? So I'm summon. This is where I summoned a loot ball, right? I'm also gonna summon a warlock because why not?
Okay, because why not?
And then that's the play. That's pretty cool.
The rhino is fairly likely to die.
Nah.
I do think rhinos are kind of hilarious against Sirian, though.
So Mad Sirian is going to attack the rhino. I hate.
Nice.
I hate rhinoceroses.
Nice. See, I knew this would come into play. I said tough would be worth it.
So a loot ball is going to then attack.
Man, this is great. This is
threes everywhere.
I'm going to attack with the warlock now.
3/3.
So this is what it felt like playing against Sam the other day, Uncleeurope.
Well, you almost killed the rhino.
Close, but no cigar.
So yeah, cool.
Interesting.
I'm having inner turmoil in my building decision, actually. So I need to.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't think building to 1 magic would really even help you. And if it's not going to make a difference other than the amount of cards you have in your hand, I'd say just hold on to those for 1 more turn. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm just worried if I draw another skeletal archer, I might not be able to make plays.
But if you draw a warlock, you totally can.
It's true. That is not a false statement.
I know, I knew Snow's deck going into this. I don't know yours, so I don't know how much
That's true.
help I'll be.
Okay. You know what? You've swayed me. I'm not going to build anything.
All right.
Well, it's fine. I only wanted 2 wounds on the rhino. I like it being in its crippled state more than I like it being in my magic pile. It's this,
yeah.
That's
what they all say.
It's me expressing my dominance. Plus, it's like a wall, right? You can't put something that has 3 attack there at all. See?
I still could get 3 wounds, 3 attack on Sirian, and I probably want to.
I think it's worth it. You
Good.
get 3. You shoot 3. You expect 2 hits. He'll recover 1. Is it worth the net 1? Do you think?
I mean, I think it is, because he's already got a wound, and that's kind of... Yeah. I think I want to be trying to kill something else this turn, but I do think those net 1 wounds are how you... The way you ping Sirian is you hit him with 3 or 4 dice per ping, not 1,
Right.
and then you try and hit him with units that aren't guaranteed to die to Sirian anyway. I was going to say aren't guaranteed to die, but Elite Ball is relatively fatal.
Right. Yeah, personally, Sirian's always going to be there to hit. I think you should prioritize maybe something else on the board. But
yeah, well, I'm thinking I'm going to risk Melundak to shoot that Warlock. And I think I'm inclined
that's
to
a bad
not
decision either.
Summon an attack with everything else.
You could send the Stalker after the other Warlock.
Well, the thing is, I could hold on to this other card if I'm not attacking Sirian. I might be better just holding that for later,
right?
And just playing a conservative attack with the Stalker, the Rhino, and Melon already on the board.
With Chant of Transformation, you could send the Stalker after the Warlock on the left side, send Melundak after the Warlock on the right side. See how those resolve, and
which affects where I play the wall. I drew a wall, by the way, and I'm playing it, and I'm almost certainly playing it depending on what I'm doing with Melundak. So if I move Melundak off to the Warlock on the left, I'm going to play it over here to create a choke point. Likewise, if I play it going after the Warlock on the right, I'm probably going to do something like this, or
Even one
perhaps
higher.
something like this, or somewhere that helps block off that side.
I think that you should totally put it right there.
Yeah, that's not what I'm thinking about. So
You should put it in a place that protects the warlock that you're trying to attack.
yes, I am not summoning. I am playing an event, and that event depends on where I'm moving Melundak. And I think I do like that Stalker play, so I think I'm going to move Melundak to the right. So I'm going to play the wall maybe here. I like being a little farther back against Sirian, just because Sirian wants to play in the midfield, and I would like more summoning up here without being
Plus,
so easily blocked
Melundak has
by
the speed and the movement to
yeah.
make up for the one spot. So yeah.
So I think I'm going to do something like this. And then I'm going to move Melundak over here.
Well, are you paying for Chant of
Oh,
Transformation?
yeah. I'm doing
So
this
during
wrong.
the event phase, you pay one
During
magic.
the event phase, I play the Chance of Transformation so that the Stalker can actually move.
Yeah, it gets the extra 2 movement, right? And the
One
extra
movement.
one attack.
It's just extra 1, but one's enough.
Yeah, one's enough. So one
And,
movement, one attack. Or
one more
one
attack.
attack value.
And I think I'm going to... Do I want to move the Rhino? No, that'd be dumb. I don't know why.
I think you should. I think you should.
Just like I should play the wall there and then move the Rhino back.
I'm trying to help you. Do you understand?
So, Melundak versus the Warlock. Melundak smites the Warlock. The Stalker versus the other Warlock.
Wow.
I'm
See,
on
that was
fire
the move,
today.
man. That was the play.
And the Rhino, probably against Elip Ball, although I'm really tempted to just...
Keep the streak going, try to get 2 for 2 on Mad Sirian.
Yeah, well, the thing is, even if I only get 1, Sirian can heal next turn anyway with a reasonable likelihood. But getting the 1 wound
I don't know.
means he's not healing back the other way. So I'm going to actually attack Sirian and see if I can go for kind of this assassination play early. Because if I get him at 4 wounds, then I'm in a situation where 5 or 6 dice is potentially fatal, which is way easier to do.
2 misses
So
is what you're going to roll regardless, so
Ha.
Woo, look at that.
that's fine. I'm
So
okay with that.
2,
He's okay with
misses,
that. Oh, see, I knew
5
it
and a
was coming.
4. So, and then I'm going to build and go ahead. What am I building? I probably want to hold on to... I'm going to build this, I think. Much as I like those units, I have more of them. Do I want to hold... No. I'm also going to build this. Because obvious reasons. And I'm done.
Well, I don't think I'm going to win this game.
I like how many of Melundak's events also apply to champions. As long as there's Jungle Shadow.
You have a great outlet right here. Summon 1 unit. You can kind of move them to block off the stalker, and then just move ball to block the wall.
Yeah.
That's what I would do, at least. I wouldn't try to heal with Sirian at this point. That's a little too risky. What I would try to do, if I were you, is get him back, and then start letting the units come to you.
Yeah, but the problem is, look, if I do this, let's say I do this, then I have 1 more wound, right? Then he summons something, like, right here, and because of Shadow Weave...
Well, no, that's why when you move the Warlock here.
So
how do I... But then okay, I see what you're saying. So you're saying...
So summon the Warlock here,
yeah.
Right? You move here, and then you could take Sirian, hide him by the wall, and move Elip Ball to block the other summoning spot. And then you'd only have to worry about the far wall or the Rhinoceros, but presumably 4 attacks enough to get.
Yeah, but with tracking and stuff, it doesn't
really... okay, I'm trying to give you the...
Yeah, it's not... I think I need to do something else, because that... I'm going to take wounds next turn regardless. Oh, and by the way... I'm going to take wounds regardless, and I'd rather have 1 more health and 1 less health.
Yeah, I like attempting to heal off the Stalker, personally.
Yeah, I'm thinking of something...
Well, that leaves that wall.
You would want to summon. You would need to summon if you're doing this.
Here's what I'm thinking. Well,
Go ahead.
Well, I'm trying to provide some sort of consultation here, and I'm thinking, if I'm looking at Snow's magic pile and I'm Sirian, I don't want to be anywhere near a wall. I don't care if I'm getting health back or not.
I can summon, let me put it this way, I can summon every single champion. When I had that list of 8 champions I was thinking about,
Yes.
none of them were Hydrake.
That's understandable. I'm just saying that at this point, the way that I'm looking at the board right now, I have to take a risk, even a stupid one, if I want to try and win the game. Me going into doing this does not allow me to win the game. That is not a win condition for me.
I actually think it does, because the further back you go, the more you force him to come to you. You can create your choke points. You can funnel him into a way where you can get Sirian to heal himself. That said, I know you like to play, fast and loose, so I'm not going to try to sway you.
I think Uncleeurope's logic is correct, but I think Colgha's actually making the right call. I think retreating Sirian has a lot of value, or making a play that... The problem is if you could hit the Stalker and count on...
Well, you're saying if I do this play, I have to summon, and if I summon, then I take a wound. And so
that keeps you in the same spot. So maybe you don't summon. But then you've got the Rhino problem, potentially. So I think... I don't know. I think you're in a tight spot.
Well, I wouldn't have even moved Mad Sirian up as early as you did either. But...
Well, I mean, I was under the impression that I was going to be making a valuable play on a Rhinoceros.
You'll always be able to blood drain. There's no rush, and I think by moving backwards, getting that wall on one side of you, you're going to be minimizing the amount of units that can reach you.
Yeah, the more we talk about this, the more I think Colgha's making a very good point that there's a lot more hope. I think Uncleeurope has a good point that in the long run, sometimes you want to take risky plays if you're losing, because that's the way you increasing the variance improves your chances of winning the game.
Right. I don't
but
think
in
this
this situation, I think the better odds are to actually retreat.
This does not give me a win condition, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Well, you could also just not summon the Warlock if you're retreating. But yeah. No, I agree, actually. The problem is Blood Summon allows me to, if you don't kill the Rhino.
Yeah, and so I think
I don't know.
the only risk
it's not Blood Summon.
Or, well, whatever it is.
I think
Shadow Weave.
The only risk really with this play is Elith Ball not rolling a 4 or a 5.
Which is going to happen. Here we go.
Which I think, will happen regardless. Yeah.
I mean, it still did it, but it was so close to...
Warlock attacks a Stalker.
Yeah. Anyways, so I understand that you don't want to add more wounds and leave yourself vulnerable, but if you can retreat and create a choke point, then you're going to be essentially forcing him to come to you, and that's when you start healing up.
With every game with Mad Sirian that I've played, whenever I get into a position where I start retreating, I haven't ever won a game. And this is, I've never actually succeeded at pulling out a win once I have to make a play like I just did, which is why I'm so...
Well, see, I have actually, though.
Yeah, and that's understandable. I just am not seeing how I'm going to win this one, but that's fine.
I think... So, first of all, like I said last turn, it seems as if building one or the other wouldn't have actually made a difference for this turn. It's not like you had anything that you would have been able to summon.
Yeah. But I could have used that one extra card, which is the main reason I was considering, but I don't know if that would have made a difference either, right?
And I personally still don't think you're quite at the point yet where you have to make the decision. That said, I wouldn't be completely surprised if you made one more build.
No, I don't need to. I'm good.
Wow.
And by the way, my earlier statement still stands. I totally got this.
Wait, 30 seconds ago you just said, yeah, I don't see how I can win this game.
Your ears must have been deceiving you.
I recall that very vividly, in fact.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why you would doubt me. It's not very nice. Thought you were my friend.
Hey, I am rooting for both of you equally.
Is that why when I missed on the Rhino, you exclaimed with excitement?
Oh, I was laughing my butt off because I I was thinking right as you were about to attack, there's no way he rolls anything that he needs, and I bet you he rolls threes, not even misses. So I was more laughing that panned out the way it did. But yeah, because you're you, that's just your luck, and
Happens sometimes.
Yeah,
I'm generally lucky, so I think that any time that I roll like that just justifies all the other games that I've played in my lifetime.
sure. Now here's an interesting move. Well, maybe not so much. I think that's probably the right play.
And I also think I should. I'm actually thinking I'm going to hold on to this other event.
Play track.
But no, so I'm playing Out of Shadows, which gives thrust to all my Jungle Shadow units that are not adjacent, which is all of them. So they're all going to get one more attack when they attack something adjacent this turn, which they're all going to do.
By adjacent, you mean enemies, not friendlies. Yeah.
That's not going to matter. So I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and Satara gets to move 2 additional spaces and roll. So 1, 2, 3. Sadly, I can only roll over one guy, but it's Elit, and that is a hit.
Good. Roll your hits not on Mad Sirian.
The archer gets to attack the adjacent warlock for 2.
I'm not understanding that play, but okay.
What do you mean?
I mean, you should totally try and kill Mad Sirian, man.
I couldn't get the archer into a position where that was viable.
No, I'm saying Satara.
What?
Yeah, Satara is going to attack Sirian in a second.
Yeah, I know. It's just I knew that the next 2 hits are going to be hits.
Maybe,
the Stalker, in your
maybe Stalker first.
Magical world where you read the dice. So the Stalker wounds Elit.
You just threw the game, man.
Satara versus Sirian, and good game.
Good game.
Wow.
So that is, we promised we would do some games that didn't last an hour and a half that we then tried to edit down and still last an hour and 25 minutes.
Well, holy moly. So maybe I misadvised you, although I do think he would have been able to hit you with more dice if you had moved forward.
But it's one of those things that I knew that if he could get dice on me, I was going to die. So if I do the aggressive play that makes it so that I can still keep board position,
I actually think Colgha's play was better in a vacuum here.
That's probably true. That's
the archer could have hit Sirian if Sirian was more forward.
Yeah, I think you would have had 1 more health, but you would have been taking 2 more dice.
Yeah, and but what I'm saying is that I have to assume that he isn't going to draw an answer because
if my hand is 5 events,
because regardless, I'm not I'm going to lose the game. So I need to hope that he stalls for a turn. And
then you and I think differently. So when you play, you think you kind of give yourself the advantage and go, okay, I have to assume that he is not going to be in a position in which he can beat me, and I'm going to maintain my advantage of board presence or what have you. Whereas when I play, I always assume that he has the combination to beat me, so I'm going to minimize the amount of either units he can get on me, units that he can kill, etc., etc.
I mean,
both are correct, but you have to change what's going on. So if you're winning the game, if you're winning right now, you want to assume that your opponent has the perfect hand, and how do you grind it out to a safe victory without taking any unnecessary risks, assuming they have the best luck possible, and they hit and you miss, and they have the right hand. You have to try and prevent as much as possible. If you're losing, you need to assume that you're going to roll all hits and your opponent's going to roll misses, and what's the most likely long shot chance to win the game.
Agreed. And so I think that there is a time and a place for both of those mindsets. And I think in the situation I was in, I would want to go more aggressive, but I mean, it didn't matter.
The issue is,
I certainly would have helped to have drawn another wall, but yeah.
I agree with Uncleeurope about taking the risks. The question is, what's more risky in this setup, and what has a better chance of winning? And I actually think, pulling back, I might have had a number of champions that weren't Satara. Let's say I had Dougal, who is in this deck. I could not... Could I have gotten Dougal? No, I could not have actually attacked with Dougal. So, there are plenty of champions that couldn't have hit Sirian.
You could, actually.
It's only against commons.
Well, yeah, but I had a common right there.
Yeah, but I had a stalker
How,
blocking
how
the
would
summoning spot.
how would
And I
Juggle
can't
got into
blood
this?
weave juggle.
Okay, I forgot you
Yeah.
didn't summon him. Never mind then.
Um, so yeah, there's that. There are champions that I could not have gotten to Sirian with here,
Yeah.
and so I think that this was actually your better shot at winning. I think that was the correct play because so many more options in my deck. I would say that I have very few hands where I couldn't get 2 or 3 or 4 dice on you if Sirian was up here. Whereas I need to have Satara or some other
Track.
there are plenty of things or track.
Like
there are plenty of ways
I think
can
that
get you.
yeah.
Yeah, I think you're explaining it best. That they're just by keeping Sirian closer up, even with an extra health or two, there are just far
There's
more
3 times
ways.
as many hands that can
Yes,
kill him.
that I survive. But the thing that the reason that I had my play that I was considering was that yes, there's a higher chance that I live if I am back here. But I think that like for this turn, but I don't think that there's a higher chance that I win the game in either case.
And the thing is, I want to agree with you because I think a lot of people overvalue safety, like making plays that make it hard to lose the game,
Yeah.
but where you have no chance of winning.
And what I also want to say is, I do agree with you that this is the better play, because if I didn't agree with you, I wouldn't have taken it.
I think. So you're talking about overvaluing safety. I think specifically with Sirian, I think people overvalue blood drain, and will put themselves in a bad position to just try to get the one wound healed, which a lot of times really isn't worth it, and it's worth retreating, summoning your other units, letting your other units do their work, and getting blood drain when it's convenient for you.
Yeah, I think both of those things are true.
But
so I think we ought to wrap up the video, but I do want to say, and I'd appreciate if anyone has anything to say in the comments, would it be interesting for us to play this matchup again? Uncleeurope is Sirian versus me as Melundak, or some other combination of maybe we trade places or something.
I totally got
not
this.
Not as the next video, but as, a few videos down the road. Doing this again and kind of having a rematch, I'd be willing to use the same deck. And sort of playing out the same matchup again and seeing if we could get a win. Or a win for Sirian, I mean. And then talk about how it went differently. Or we could just not do that and keep doing random different matchups. So anyway, I hope this was a short game and an interesting one. And yeah,
there's only 4 turns.
Yeah.
All right, good game, guys.
And we're done.